Hey Stampers, welcome to Brandy's Cards. So today we're going to do some fun shaker cards for Christmas and for the holidays. So I'm really excited about these cards. Lately I have been making them for thank you notes because they are so much fun to make. And I am not going to lie, these types of cards have intimidated me in the past. So I just went ahead and I've made probably 4 kits already. So I feel like I have made some mistakes and I've had some fun with it, and I'm super excited to show you guys some tips and tricks and how to be successful with the To You and Yours shaker card kit. So you guys have had some time to look at the holiday catalog. It is fantastic. So if you don't already have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you're interested in our holiday catalog, just fill out my form, go to brandyscards.com, and at the very bottom of my post for my shaker cards, you'll see a form to fill out, request a catalog, and I'll be sure to send that to you right away. Lots of great projects in here. So there's lots for you to look at, a lot of great ideas, lots of inspiration. So your To You and Yours holiday shaker card kit is right here in the beginning, right there, page 4. Oh my gosh, I love this card. So you'll see right here, there's a trees, there's stars, ornaments. So you can really kind of shake these up. And at the very end, I'm going to show you some cards from one of my customers that sent me some cards. And I'm really excited because he actually really shook it up a little bit. And I loved them. And that is the reason that I was like, okay, I am going to buy this card kit. And I'm going to make these cards for you guys. So this is on page 4. You can see them all right here. This is a kit. And when I say a kit, let me show you here. This is how it comes. It's a complete card kit. Now, when I say complete, it doesn't have the stamp set in it or the stamp pads. However, you should have some greens, and all you need is yellow. I have crushed curry here, and I've pulled out cucumber crush. But you, of course, could substitute a different green. And I have stays on black. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my kit, and I'm going to show you all of the fun things that come out of this guy here. Let's see. Got your cardboard in here. That's just to kind of keep everything, I think, stiff and intact. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get yourself organized and pull everything out of your plastic bag. That's right. I'm going to put that to the side. You're going to pull everything out. You'll see that you've got all of your cardstocks. Look at this pretty cardstock. Oh my gosh, I love it. Isn't that pretty? So you actually get 18 cards out of this kit for $24. That's $1.33 per card. So wow, right? Not to mention it's a lot of fun to make them. So really good deal on these cards. And so you've got all of your different designs. So I'm going to set those up there. And I've got my window sheets for my shaker cards, and then I have my inserts. And so again, I highly recommend that before you get started, you just get yourself organized because there are a lot of parts and pieces, I will admit. So here, Stampin' Up! Has already done the work for you, and they've pre-cut out your star and your circle and, of course, your tree. So you have those there for you. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to do at least 1 or 2 of these cards for you guys today. And then, of course, it comes with your envelopes. We love that. You always have nice envelopes. That's always a good thing. And here you'll see that we've got merry and bright. And so you've got your words or your sentiment on here. We also have joy, which is nice. Now there are some other sentiments in here. Well, I shouldn't say other. There's a 24 in case you wanted to, mark the date. And then I believe we've got another joy and another language. So you're welcome to, use that if you'd like or just set it aside. So what I usually use for this shaker card kit is the merry and bright and the joy in green. So I'm going to set that over here. And in here is some more goodies. This is a card kit that just keeps on giving. I mean, it has got so much stuff in it. And let me tell you, I did probably four or 5 of these kits already. And look at this. This is all of the goodies I have left. And let me tell you, I was not being chintzy at all. I was dumping all the stuff in there, but there's so much that you still have a lot left for some other cards. So that always makes me excited because then I can try to play with it and make some other things on my own. So here's my stars and my sequins and my snow, some Stampin' Dimensionals, and some twine. Okay, so I think I'm ready to get started. So let's take a look at our cards here. So here is our tree. Look at the pretty tree. You can kind of shake it a little bit. You can see your sequins in there. I did stamp the tree, and this tree is stamped with the To You and Yours stamp set. It does coordinate with the To You and Yours card kit. And so you'll see here is my tree. Now look at here, this is my ornaments, Merry and Bright. So in here I put some snow, my sequins, and here is the topper to my ornament. And you'll see I stamped that in black right here from my stamp set. And then here is my joy. I loved this one because I felt like this could celebrate just about anything. This could celebrate, doesn't have to just be a holiday card. For me, this could be anything that you're joyful about and you want to send somebody some holiday cheer or just, you know, some birthday cheer or something like that. So I just love that card. I thought it was really, really pretty. All right, so I have everything mounted and I am ready to go. So the first thing, let's go ahead and let's start with our joy card, okay? So now let me tell you, there are mistakes that I've made along the way, and I am excited because I am going to show you what those were. That way, hopefully when you go to make this card, you'll have, you know, it'll be smooth sailing and easy going for you. So the first thing that I do when I have my card kit, again, is everything is organized, but I'm going to take the star, and I have crushed curry, and out of my kit, my To You and Yours stamp set, I have some stars. So I should show you this. I'm just like showing you how to make the card, but I forgot to tell you, it does come with directions. See, we do have the full set of directions right here, and you've got all the steps here on the back. I just got so excited that I didn't even tell you that. So it does come with color directions, so that's good. So by watching the directions, I am going to stamp my stars here on the corner. So I'm just going to stamp these little stars all along here. And now I just really liked them subtle. You know, it's up to you how many of these stars you want to stamp, but I just liked them kind of along this, these two corners is where I just really liked them. So I'm putting my stars on here, very random, you know, and of course you can always switch it up. You do not have to do it exactly how Stampin' Up! Has done it. So I'll show you Walter's cards in a wee bit and you'll see that he actually switched it up as well. All right, so when I did this card before, I actually did this piece of it last, and it was bad for me because it's really hard to stamp afterwards. So make sure you stamp all your stars first. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my star. And what I found is the easiest, but you do it however works for you, is I pulled my star up, and you can see here that there is a, there's the edge. You'll see that this edge is actually supposed to outline your star, and I'll pull this sample in right here. This is the trim that's supposed to line the star. But what I found is if you pull the whole star out, so you have the whole thing, just like this, you've got the whole star, then just pull up a corner like that, all right? And I did find it was easier if you have maybe a silicone pad or something that this sticker doesn't really want to stick to. When you stick it to the paper, it doesn't come up, and then you've got an uneven surface. So I'm going to use my pierce pad. What I found is if you pull this trim up on just one corner, you can actually kind of stick it here inside the star, and you might even consider pulling up two edges. And you can kind of line it up inside of there, and then when you push it straight down, it should all, and just slide your scissors underneath is what I did, and that just pops it all right up. See that? And then when you pop out your star out of the middle, it should all be stuck perfectly around. So just pull that star out here. Let me just kind of work on it. It's sticky, which is good. So see there? And it's perfect. So by kind of guiding it in there and pulling that star out, it worked really nice. So you have your edging, because the first time I did it, I just pulled the trim off and was trying to get it perfectly on there. It works, but it just takes a little bit more time, and it's maybe, could be maybe a little bit frustrating. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this card over, and I need some mini glue dots, and here they are. So you're going to take, this is your window sheet. So I'm going to take my window sheet and I am going to put a mini glue dot in each corner of my window sheet, just like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to set that right over the star because you want to hide the star so that you can put your shaker card foam dots above it. So these are those. These are the shaker card like puffy dots. So what I did is I pulled one out. And so now you can do it however you would like, but I didn't worry too much about cutting it. I just kind of weaved it around my star. And they give you, in this kit, there is plenty of these foam dots, so you don't have to worry about running out. You know, like I said, I have done several, and I actually ended up with quite a bit of extra. So don't worry about that. But just kind of move around the edge of your star, just like this. Because what we're doing is we're prepping it for our sequins and snow or stars or whatever you decide that you want to put inside of there. So what you're going to do is right here, I've ended up with too much, which will happen. So you just snip it off and that's perfectly fine. Now I recommend before we put this all together, let's grab our card base. And here's one of our green card bases. We'll go ahead and fold it. They're pre-scored, which is like fantastic as well. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this one has stars in it. So I have my little package of stars. Everything comes with this, and that's what I love about this card, this shaker card kit. So I'm going to go ahead and just sprinkle some of my stars in here, just like that. And so I've got a bunch of stars. It's pretty. I like it. Now I'm going to go and pull off all of my, all of the what do I want to say? The tape on the back of my, basically my straight Stampin' Dimensional is what those are. So we're just going to pull that off just like that and work our way around. You want to be careful because these little stars and sequins will get on your foam that's on there, and you want to try to get those guys off there a little bit if you can. Now I've got I got a piece of cardstock in here, and this came with the kit. And I'm just going to put this right over the back of my star and just push it down. And now I have a shaker card. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? It was super easy. Come on, that was really, really easy, and it's really fun to do. So I've got some Stampin' Dimensionals by Stampin' Up! As well, and I'm going to put one Stampin' Dimensional in each corner. Really easy. You could certainly put some glue in the middle, but I really don't think that you need to. And you're going to pull the backs off your Stampin' Dimensionals just as I did the foam dots. We're going to flip it over and just kind of figure out which way you like it on the top of your card. And once I stick this down, we are good to go there. Now what I'm going to do is I have my joy, and it's right over here. Actually, it's right there. So here's my joy. Now these are die cut. These are self-adhesive die cut stickers. And they come out really, really easily. So you just kind of have to pull those out very carefully. Now sometimes you will have the middle of your O or the J. Sometimes it kind of sticks in there, but that's okay. Just pull it out. It's really easy. Kind of figure out where you like your joy on your card, and I like mine right about there. Perfect. So we've stuck that down. Now inside of this kit, you've got some great stars. You know, you can put a bunch of stars if you want. You know, I actually took some of the sequin stars out of here, the silver shiny ones, and I used mini glue dots on this card here, and I actually added those to the front. But if you don't like those on the front, then just use the stars that are provided. So this is the first card. This is the Joy card. Now I'm going to go ahead really fast and move on to the Christmas tree card. I love this card, but I just want to show you a couple of things so that you're successful when you make this card. So I do recommend the very first thing that you do is you stamp your tree. And again, this is from the To You and Yours stamp set. This is Cucumber Crush. I'm just going to try to do the best that I can and center it here right in the center of my cardstock. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my tree. Again, we have to go ahead and we have to pull the trim. And so again, this can be tricky. So I recommend taking the whole thing out. And I do just kind of tear it off the bottom because this part comes out anyway. So you really don't have to worry about that. So let's see, let's flip this over. And you know what? See, every time I do this, I forget a step. So I'm gonna set this right back down. We need to get our black first. I wanna make sure and have my tree sitting in a nice little pot. So I'm gonna ink up my pot. And I typically always just make sure that it's, you know, it's good and inked up before I stamp it onto my cardstock, because, you know, once it's on your cardstock, you can't go back. There we go. Okay, see that? So that I've got my pot on there. That makes me happy. And then I've got my star. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp that right here on the top too. Another reason that I always recommend doing that type of stuff first is because this way you have two sides. You can flip it over and use the other side if you need to. Now we want to stamp our Merry Christmas, or whatever sentiment you decide to use. Got my cucumber crush. Oh, it's so pretty. I love it. See? Pretty. Love it. All right. So now if you can see here, when I put this tree right on top, now I have a pretty Christmas tree. However, I want to add it. I want to make it a shaker card. So we're going to flip it over. Of course, you have your window sheet. So let's grab our window sheet. And we're going to use our mini glue dots, one in each corner, because we have to prep it so that we can put our sequins in here. There we go. Now there's a couple different ways you could certainly weave in and out of this tree, but let's just make it easy, okay? So I would just start at the top and just move my way down, and not even fuss over, you know, kind of making it like the star. We kind of went in and out, but here I would just move right across and not fuss too much over it. It's just not worth it. It really doesn't make a big difference, I found. So. And now another thing is I'm going to show here is I did go straight across here, but I put my bow here. This is where my bow will adhere, so it didn't really bother me to do that. So that, you know, just I want to point that out. All right, let's go ahead and grab our sticker again. And you've got, you want to push this through just like that. Now I did put my sticky, I did put my window sheet down, so you want to be careful. So I would just kind of pop it up a little bit. And because you have your window sheet down, you want to be careful. You don't want to push too hard. I do recommend that you don't put your window sheet down first before you do this step. But you know what? In crafting, things always happen, and it's like, eee. But that's okay, because there's always a way around it, and it, you know, it's going to work just fine. So I just put my tree in there, and what I did is I used my snips, I pulled it up, and I'm just going to focus on pushing down on my edges is what I'm going to do. And, you know, it comes right off. There's, you know, just got to pull it right off. Now, one thing you'll see here is sometimes when you push your tree down, sometimes it's not perfectly on the edges. Just use your fingernail or some paper snips, lift that trim up, and kind of push it into place. And it does go into place fairly easily, okay? So there you go. There's my tree, and it's well on its way. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dump a little bit of this fun snow in here and add that into my tree. And so we're gonna put a little in that. Now you kind of have to decide how much of each product you're gonna put inside your shaker card, because you know, you don't want to run out, but you don't want it too full either. So you just kind of have to sort of gauge it. I would have all of your cards ready before you start adding all of the embellishments. Kind of have it all to this point. All right. So now let's see here. What we're going to do is one thing that I found, and I just did it again, and I guarantee you guys are going, does she ever make these? Yes, I have sent out 4 or 5 of these kits, and you know, and every time I find something different. But you know, I honestly thought that this would be good to show you guys, because one of you guys down the way will enjoy this kit and you'll go, oh my gosh, that's right, Brandy did that mistake and this is how she fixed it. So you can see here that I've got all of my embellishments or my sequins and things inside of my tree, and you know, and it's full. So what I'm going to do is I pulled back just a bit of my, the top of my tree here, and there's a bit of it. I pulled that back. Now what I would have done if I wouldn't have put all my stuff in there is I would have pulled it up and I would have looked at my tree and lined up this tree. but I didn't do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold it up a little here, and what I did is I just centered the top of my tree. And I know that my tree is stamped in the center, so now I can pull off the rest of my strip. So see, sometimes you just have to improvise. But see there, my tree looked great. So it still worked out perfectly fine. So sometimes you just kind of have to work around those types of things that happen. Now we've got our Stampin' Dimensionals. We're just going to put that in each corner because we want to pop it up off our card. And so once I do that, then we'll grab the back of our, we'll grab our base and we'll stick that card down. Let's see, that one would be this one, I believe. Now the other thing that I want to point out to you is you'll see on this base you've got a thicker part at the bottom and you have a thinner part at the top. Now when I did this card, I actually turned it the wrong, well, I guess either way is perfectly fine, but I really, as you can see right here, this is the thicker part. I actually liked the thicker part on the bottom. And if I look at Stampin' Ups, I think they liked it better on the bottom too. But on one of my rounds of cards, I actually did it at the top because I didn't notice the difference until I was well down the road. So anyway, see, I just show it to you guys and then you can decide what you like best. So I'm gonna stick my tree down. Now one thing that I really liked with my tree is I took one of these gold stars and I liked it right there in the center of my tree, of my star that I already stamped. I just thought it looked really pretty. All right, so before I let you guys go, I'm gonna take some of my twine and I'm gonna tie a quick little bow. I find it's easier sometimes if you just snip that guy off. I usually just make it in my, just like this, but if it's easier, you could put a mini glue dot down and, you could make your bow and then like stick it into the mini glue dot. Sometimes that's easier, but I just made it, just kind of with my hand. I'm gonna stick it in a mini glue dot. And then, like I said, I'm gonna put it right over the top where you can kind of see my shaker card, okay? So, there you go. That is my fun holiday Christmas card, shaker card. And it's got all the fun stuff on the inside. Now, Stampin' Up! Actually took the sequins and they kind of glued a couple down on the inside. I liked mine kind of free. So, but in the directions here, you'll see that they glued theirs down and they didn't put all of the stuff on the inside. So the same thing will be with your with the ornament card. You're going to want to flip it over. Before you put your window sheet, make sure you add your trim. I'm sorry, I lost my words. You want to add your trim around the outside. Pull the circle off. Of course, some of these stickers you can certainly keep for later for other cards and things. And so you're going to want to do that, and you're also going to want to stamp the topper for your ornament. I do want to point out though, and this was a mistake that I made, because see, I'm a visual person. I love directions, but I enjoy watching videos and I'm a very visual person, so I just like jumped right in. And so I'm sharing with you some of the things that I may have done wrong. So Stampin' Up, there's a thick side and a thinner side. So there's your thick side and here's the thin one. So this is where you would stamp your holiday ornament topper. So it kind of comes down like this. Some of my cards I may have stamped this way and it was a short little topper, and then I had a lot down here, but I didn't really have anything to put down there. So it was like, ah! Anyway, but the good thing is I have got it straight now. And I am sharing it with you, so hopefully you are able to put your topper where you would like. Then you're gonna add your, this one is actually probably one of the easiest, just like the Joy card, because you put your stuff on the inside and then there's really nothing to match up. The tree is the one that you have more of the matching and things that you need to do. So those are some fun cards. So I do want to point out that one of my dear customers, Walter Fava, he sent me some of his cards. And I was so inspired. I had not ordered this shaker card kit yet. And when he sent me his, I just really appreciated it. And I absolutely loved what he did. So I went and I bought like lots of them. And so here you can see what Walter did. He's got a joy. I love how he put some designer series paper in the back. So you can see he did that. He added a couple stars. He put his joy here in the middle, which was pretty. And then, of course, he had another greeting or sentiment that he stamped on this card. So I just thought that turned out beautifully. Now look at this one. Here's his merry and bright star. And so he put his designer paper in the back. It looks like he added some of the sparkles and the dazzle here on the inside. And of course with another sentiment. This was probably my favorite. Here is the designer paper. You've got all of your sequins and snow. And I loved the little, it kind of looked like a little Christmas present the tree was in. Or maybe it was behind. So pretty. And then he added some ribbon here at the bottom. So I just thought that was fun because, you know, you can totally switch it up and make it your own. Stampin' Up! Is giving you the starter place and all of the things to be successful and to make all of these cards. So I know some of you guys have received these cards from me as my thank you notes for this month. So if you have, I'd love to hear how you like them. I hope that you guys consider giving them a try. Remember, it's you make 18 cards and it's $1.33 per card. So you can't beat that. It's hours of fun and crafting and card making. So really, really a lot of fun. So thank you so much for stopping by Brandy's Cards. And for those of you that have stuck all the way to the end, I have to say, did anybody notice my new craft room? Yes, I'm so excited. I have been working so hard on my craft room. We moved in July, and so I have to tell you it's not done yet. If you, maybe if my husband panned a little bit higher than my head, which I'm not gonna have him do that. There's a lot of holes. It's not done yet, but we are certainly well on our way, and I'm just so excited to have a space to craft and to kind of pull things back together. So I'm working on it. My stamp pads and things need to be organized. So, you know, I've got a long way to go, but I'm just really excited. And once I get finished, which I'm hoping in the next couple of months, I'm going to do a craft room tour, and I hope that you come and join me for that. And I'll show you some tips and tricks and some things that I put together and some things that have helped me along the way and how I kind of reorganize my room. So thank you for stopping by Brandy's Cards. Thank you for your business, for your friendships, and for all of your encouragement. And I hope that you have a blessed day.